So, as you know, Taylor Swift, mega popular former country singer turned pop star, has an album, worst rated Taylor Swift album probably in forever. But let's look over her lyrics. So I'm gonna recite them, but you're probably just gonna have to put a huge bleep over like me doing the whole lyrics. Cocky, he his redwood tree, his that opened my thighs. Jesus fucking Christ.
Dude, cringe, man. Like, those are the cringiest lyrics I've ever heard in my entire life.
I expected better from Taylor Swift. And the song's called Wood, referring to Travis Kelce's Wood.
Is that her boyfriend or her husband?
Beyonce.
If I would break up with her over this song.
Taylor Swift's best song were when she broke up with all of her boyfriends. Maybe her divorce song would be the best song she ever made. Welcome to Off the Console, the hottest podcast where we talk about everything related to gaming, tech news, and all sorts of cool nerdy stuff. And of course, today we're talking about our 50th episode. Today's our 50th episode, guys.
Yay, dude.
What's up?
I'm sorry. Never thought we'd make it this far, did we?
I did.
I did too. But 50 episodes is a lot of episodes, and we've grown a lot since then, too. Yeah. 600 or something. We're still trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so please like and subscribe us on YouTube if you're watching here, or if you're listening to us on all of your favorite podcasting applications, or even, directly through podcast.subscribe.me. That's our URL, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Just swing by on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe, and then continue listening to the audio version. But today we're talking about, in addition to the 50th episode, we're talking about the Deckard. Is it coming this year? And also the major DDoS hack that happened earlier. And also what happened to the original dedicated Xbox handheld and the Discord hack. Was it worse than we thought? I'm High Tech Lowlife, and I'm joined by my co-host, James from Games Revealed, and Gardner Bryant from Gardner Bryant. How you doing?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Doing good.
I'm doing fine. So what have you guys been playing this week?
Gardner, what have you been playing?
What have I been
Anything?
playing?
The game of life.
I've been just working hard, so I have not been playing any games again this week. I need to take some time and just kind of, play some games. But what did I do? You know what I did is I installed Ubuntu 25.10 on my Steam Deck.
I saw some of that video. Why did you do that, Gardner?
For the algorithm, dude. Are you kidding? Why wouldn't
the algorithm?
Yeah, dude, people. Okay, first of all, most of the comments asked the exact same question you did. Why would you ever do this? And I had a bunch of people, including some folks from Bazite, reach out and be like, "Hey, this is why Ubuntu doesn't work." By the way, because some of the drivers are not part of the kernel, which I didn't realize. I figured most of the drivers would be part of the kernel, but I guess Valve still owns some of the drivers and haven't released them as open source yet. So, well, maybe my video will shame Valve into actually releasing the drivers. That would be nice.
That would be nice. But yeah, man, that Ubuntu. Ugh.
I know it was interesting.
Yeah, I think the guys at Bazite have to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'll have to watch that. It's like my favorite operating system. So, I mean, you're not a true Linux person unless you use Ubuntu.
It's your favorite operating system? I thought your favorite was Mac OS.
No,
He's trolling.
I'm trolling. To troll even harder, Mac OS is probably my favorite Unix based, but people aren't going to like that on the Linux side.
Dude.
Just real quick, I just went and totaled the number of downloads we've had through the podcast, through podcast.subscribe2.me, and we have had over 100,000 downloads in the last year, which I'm very excited about.
It's
for long form, that's really good.
That is really good.
It's literally, we've had 100,358 downloads. in last
And
year.
it's only been about a year since we started doing these podcast episodes too, which is also kind of crazy too that we've gotten so much traction, at least on the audio side. If you look at the YouTube stats, they don't look nearly as impressive, but at the same time, though,
It's long form. It's still, I think,
Yeah.
impressive even on the YouTube side.
Yeah.
fair enough. But
Plus,
YouTube,
the way YouTube's algorithm's working right now, they don't like dedicated fan bases, and you can definitely tell like
Mhm.
how many viewers we have as to how many subscribers we have a dedicated fan base. So
yeah, I mean, YouTube, I can see why so many people would get burned out trying to like cater to new people every YouTube video. It's insane what they have to do.
you gotta create your own brand and then branch off into stuff. Like you just gotta. You can't rely on YouTube.
No.
Yeah, like
YouTube is
Linus-
good for discovery, right? Like people will find
Yeah.
you, but then building a loyal audience is pretty difficult there.
Yeah, which is why a lot of like content creators are resorting to making their own websites where they upload websites. Like I think obviously Linus Tech Tips has a float plane and he owns it, and he probably owns it too. But
They built it.
I wonder if we shouldn't start uploading things on float plane. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
They're still not like an open.
You'd have to get an invite from them or request for it. Luke is the one that's building it. Actually, he's like the CEO.
Yeah, Luke is the CEO of float plane.
Yep. So
yeah.
We've also, just so you guys know, we've had. I'm doing some math here. We had 1.25 terabytes worth of downloads in last year as well. That's why.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
And with how compressed our downloads, like our size is, the file size, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Except for
imagine if it wasn't, that'd be like what, a petabyte at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, except for that one time I uploaded like a full quality audio.
It was like a wave, and I was like,
tried to bankrupt Gardner over here.
Oh yeah, Gardner is self-hosting this whole thing.
yeah, I like got into the Discord. Is like, dude, we have to make sure these are compressed next time.
Hey man, if you hate Gardner, all you have to do is just keep downloading these episodes.
Yeah.
You'll big up eventually.
That's actually, oh my gosh, that's
Put
so
me out
funny.
of business, dude.
Hate download.
Yo,
If you're gonna do that, hate listen too.
Yeah, hate listen too, by the way. But James, what have you been playing this week?
Haven't been playing as much this week because I'm getting kind of ready for the Xbox LAX next week because I'm getting one. Which I'll talk about that later too, if I'll keep it or not. But I'm excited. I bought like a 4 terabyte drive for it. They're only like $200 now. I feel like they've gone down in price. I don't know. And then I'm gonna be doing a gaming event with my server, the Abiotic Factor, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited to do that. And then as far as that, like I'm working on my own personal website, thebring.com, where I'm going to be starting to upload some of my stuff there, but also kind of do a little bit what Gardner's doing, a little bit of blogging, but just going to have a kind of one place for a lot of my stuff. And then getting some videos ready for Games Revealed. So nothing too crazy.
All right. And as for me, I've been juggling a few games. First is a game called Mega Bonk. Mega popular right now. It's kind of a whack. The game's kind of whack, to be honest, but it's enjoyable. It's like a 3D Vampire Survivors.
Ooh. Interesting.
Yeah, like the weapons auto fire too, much like Vampire Survivors. So it's also like super whack in 3D.
Isn't that what pretty much a Vampire Survivors clone's supposed to do, is auto fire?
I mean, yeah, but then you also have some that like lets you aim and like fire at will if you prefer.
I feel
Which
like
I guess it's not really
Vampire Survivors at that point.
The other game I've been juggling is a game called Digimon Story Time Stranger. And it's very surprising how people like all of a sudden are discovering that like Digimon aren't all cute little critters. Some of them evolve into like giant robots or like basically humans. And it's like I fucking knew that since I was a kid because Patamon evolves into Angelmon. And then I think he evolves into Seraphmon. And I don't know, man, but like the game teases you with the prospect of owning an Omnimon from the beginning. That's my goal, to getting an Omnimon because he's sick.
Have
you guys ever played?
PETA's gonna go after you, man.
Have you guys ever watched Digimon?
No.
No.
Or damn, Digimon's kind of sick. Actually, you should watch it.
I believe
or
it.
Play it, or play the
I'll-
demo.
I'll
There's a
get my
demo.
It's not co-op, it's single player, right?
Yeah, it's a JRPG.
Mm.
It's kind of like Pokemon, kind of sort of. You fight with all of your Digimon, but you don't capture them
Yeah.
though. You like fight them and then you get the data. You get their data. Digital monsters. That's what Digimon
Yeah.
stands for.
Yeah.
And I haven't
Maybe.
gotten super far into the game, but it's pretty sick.
I'll have to try it out with my that's the nice thing about having kids is that for games like that, I like playing that type of stuff with my kids as opposed to on my own. I have so many other games to play. Speaking of, I did forget, I beat Doom Dark Ages, by the way, Gardner.
Yeah.
It gets much, much better.
Oh,
And I beat it because the Game Pass went up, and I beat it right before my Game Pass elapsed. So I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Did you delete
Finished.
your Game Pass? Or cancel it?
No, honestly, I think my credit card, I had to change it out, and it's just an old one, so it just didn't charge. So I just didn't.
Nice.
wow.
They didn't give me an easy way to cancel it because they were trying to charge it. And I'm like,
Mm.
and they wouldn't let me cancel it. So I'm like, okay, thanks.
You know what I've
Whatever.
done with most of I don't pay for many subscriptions, but I do have a few. And when privacy.com has like at least I think they still do let you create free fake credit cards credit card numbers. And so most of the subscriptions that I have had in the past have used fake credit card numbers, and that way I don't have to go and cancel it and jump through all their stupid hoops. I'm like, you guys can screw off. Like, I'm deleting this credit card and you're not getting paid.
Yeah, I utilize for all my subscriptions just for budgeting sake, so I don't go over. I can only put like $100 into this account, and that's where all my subscriptions are, like for the family and everything.
Nice.
And so I put $100, and if I ever go over, it's just some of them are going to fail. So I have to balance it.
That's smart.
It's good
'Cause
stuff, man. So
subscriptions keep on going up, so it's like it really sucks, and so it's a way to kind of manage that. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't really like subscriptions. I guess I've never really been a fan of them. But at the same time, though, I mean, they're more common now. I kind of hate it.
Content creators and then some media like Netflix, I always cancel it, and then I'm like, there's this one show, and I don't know. I keep going back to Netflix.
There's been a lot of talk about the whole YouTube members feature, namely how Linus Tech Tips made a video about how immediately he will no longer be uploading members exclusives on YouTube because YouTube will just recommend those as if they were regular videos.
Yep. Charlie, Charlie, right? From
Moist Critical.
Moist Critical, yes. He did a whole thing of everything. He's kind of like, no, he says do not subscribe or anything. Yeah. He's like, go donate to a good cause.
Yeah.
What I've been seeing, what I do right now is I have Nebula and I have Dropout. And that's all I have for. I think I have YouTube Premium. I have 3 subscriptions, and none of them are like the big players. So like,
what is Nebula? I know about Dropout.
Nebula is like the platform that has like a bunch of like content creators. I think it was founded by the guy that does Wendover Productions, and so it has like original content that's exclusive to Nebula. And really, the only reason I have it is because there's a freaking amazing show called Jet Lag the Game, and it's like these YouTubers are like racing around the world or playing tag across Europe or playing Connect 4 across the United States, and they have to do challenges to like claim territory. It's really, really, really fun.
Sounds expensive too, but I mean that's what the Nebula subscriptions pay for.
Yeah, it's kind of their flagship series, and I stand by my Nebula subscription.
Fair enough, and I think Dropout is what College Humor used to be, right?
Yes, and I have that for Game Changer and what's the other one? Make Some Noise. Like those 2 shows. I'm kind of a sucker for game shows, so yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'll have to look into that now. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, College Humor as a brand no longer exists, sadly.
I was kind of wondering what happened to it because I
Yeah.
remember watching it back in the day.
They transformed to original content. Well, I mean, they were original.
Well, they always
content,
made original content.
but like it's exclusive to their platform, and the
Yeah.
way they treat their employees is super great. At least from what I've seen. So, yeah.
Well, that's good. That
I really think we're ripe for the. I didn't think this like a year ago, but I think we're ripe for the picking of having a more decentralized discovery platform with Fediverse or something. Like if you could get everyone attached to the Fediverse and just make it so it's easy to scroll through what's new and what's exciting, and just kind of have it detached from a monstrous source, that would be really nice. I'm really getting to that point where I just have my content creators I like, and I watch their stuff.
Yeah.
I think the issue with the Fediverse, of course, is just choice paralysis. There are so many. Like you could like go into one of the main ones, but there is no singular instance just called Mastodon, right? I think someone should take up that opportunity and just make one called Mastodon, be the Mastodon.
Well,
and then you
I think
can
there are 2 Mastodon servers that are run by the Mastodon organization. There's Mastodon.social and Mastodon.online, and both of those are run by Mastodon GmbH, which is like the big the company that actually produces the software called Mastodon.
Yeah,
I see.
And so I think both of them are open for new folks to join, but also like you can join any instance of Mastodon and follow pretty much any account on any other instance, and even like PeerTube and Fediverse accounts you can follow through Mastodon, which is like super neat. And even Lemmy, the nice thing about the Fediverse is that it uses a common protocol across all of the instances. So like if you follow, Off the Console Show at podcast.subscribe2.me from your Mastodon account, you can repost, you can comment through Mastodon, and it will show up on our site as your account posting those comments or likes or reshares. That's the cool thing about it is, Castopod is Fediverse enabled, and so is PeerTube, and so is Pixel Fed and everything like that. So
the problem is you're just gonna lose so many people because it's not for us. I don't think it's as complicated.
No,
but for the average person, it is. I mean, look at what people are watching these days. I got onto TikTok because we're posting more stuff on TikTok to help kind of get people to the right side. I guess I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying here, but I don't even have like a decent algorithm set up, and half my stuff was AI slop that I didn't want to watch. I didn't even once it started, I saw it was AI, I skipped, and it just kept on trying to recommend me AI slop, and it was bad. It was. I didn't realize how bad it was and how many people watch this shit. I hate it so much.
Well, look, James, you're absolutely right. Like the Fediverse as it stands right now is probably too complex and too foreign of a concept for the non-tech savvy users out there. But that's by design, right? Like, and not like that the Fediverse is designed to be complicated. It's that every other platform has been lowest common denominator to like just the worst extent. And it's like there's a simple education issue. That's all that it stands in the way. And there are some usability issues that definitely need to be addressed.
I definitely think there's some patterns we can use to just help. That's like a middle ground, not like dark patterns, but there's some middle ground stuff.
Like
and
white patterns?
Like what?
Yeah. White patterns.
Like I was doing like a dark meat and white meat.
Oh yeah,
sort of. Yeah.
I mean, they're
great patterns.
This is actually. So, do you guys know Tech Lore, Henry? He's like a privacy advocate on YouTube. So, and on PeerTube, I met him in Germany, and him and I, like, we were sitting there during like the pizza party at the Nextcloud conference, and we were just chatting about like some of the issues that PeerTube specifically faces, and both of us kind of came to the conclusion that like if Framasoft is doing a great job with PeerTube, but it's clear that it's not designed by content creators, it's designed by like software engineers. And if it was like, there probably are content creators that work at Framasoft, but like there are certain things that like Henry and I were talking about that like it's clear like we need more development on these fronts. So it's like user accessibility is a big deal. Making sure that there's education and resources that are simple and clear and help people understand the concepts of the Fediverse and decentralization. So yeah, I could go on and on, but I think that that's something that's worthwhile, is tackling the issues that we're all facing on the Fediverse.
I think that would be a really fun bonus episode, because I'm going to dive into it soon. Once I'm really close to launching the brink.com website, which is going to be like my central hub for announcing stuff and my just my stuff, because I'm tired of managing everything. And I want to integrate it into the Fediverse, so I'm going to I'll get back to everyone once I do that.
Nice.
All right, well, gentlemen, last episode, we got quite a few comments on YouTube. By the way, if you want to comment on us and let us know how we're doing, all that cool stuff, feel free to do so. But as you can see here, we got quite a few comments here. For example, thank you for the episode. Thank you for watching, Mr. Captain Button Mash. High Tech Call of Duty was the best-selling game in the world last year. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I'm just saying it's ludicrous that Call of Duty just has insanely busted weapons for free and people still play that shit. That's that's what I was getting at. Yeah. And let's see what else. Any other comments you guys want to highlight? I'm glad I listened to you guys at 1.8 times, or it might sound even more depressing. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
well,
it's one thing if you're listening to about how enshittified everything's becoming, but it's another thing if you hear chipmunks talking about how enshittified everything's becoming.
I guess that could make it sound much better, so you have a little bit of a positive spin.
It sounds a little more chipper, but I think speed up technology has improved to the point where you don't need to pitch it up anymore. It just sounds like us fast talking, like we're from New York or some shit.
I'll commit to being a little bit more positive, and everyone else could be more realistic,
But negativity sells on YouTube. No one gives a fuck about positivity. Well, obviously,
I know, but we have that. That's fine to have both. We need to have both.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
I will still have my rants. Don't get me wrong. I will have my rants.
The negative title on the last episode kind of proves the point. This was one of our best episodes on YouTube.
Oh, I'm not saying we're going to go away from negativity.
Now it's time to talk about our headliner topic, the Deckard, or the Steam frame as it has been listed as. I still can't believe I thought the Steam frame was a console. I thought it'd be a series of consoles, to be honest, but Steam frame inside, right? But now that we look at it, they were probably referring to frame as in glasses, or I guess in this case, VR headsets. So apparently, the Deckard has entered mass productions, and they intend to ship 400,000 to 600,000 units annually. This comes from Chinese analyst firm XR Research Institute. They also claim that the next-gen headset is launching this year, with production lines already filled.
Interesting.
So does that... I mean, they did it with a Steam Deck OLED. They launched it pretty quick in kind of a silent mode, but I don't feel like it had to do a huge change in their production. I'm curious if they could actually do this as a silent, or maybe this would more release. I mean, the better time to release is right before Christmas, but all their stuff sells out. So if they released it around when the Steam Deck 1 was released, they could probably still be fine, and that seems like a more realistic window. If they're
when you say Steam Deck 1, do you mean February or the original release date? Because remember, the Steam Deck was delayed. It was supposed to launch sometime in November or December.
No,
but it got delayed because of the silicon shortage that was happening at the time.
You're right. Then maybe they will do this. Okay, you debunked my idea.
Yeah, and I think it was already, and the Steam Deck was announced that summer, I believe. Summer of 2021.
It was the beginning of summer. Yeah, it was.
So it would have only been a few months until we had a Steam Deck. So it looks like Valve is really trying to follow the. They're not trying to have us wait a couple of years to announce something and then
They haven't even
that's
they've been radio silent on this, right? Like Valve hasn't said anything official about this.
yeah.
I mean-
we don't even.
I mean, if they were targeting Christmas, I feel like we would have heard about it now. You know, like by now.
But they didn't do that for the last headset, like VR headset. They just dropped it right in November, I think.
The index.
The index, yeah.
Yeah. They dropped that shit. Like, I don't think people realized. I think they kind of almost shadow dropped. Like, they didn't shadow drop, obviously, but like Half-Life Alyx and like that, the index, didn't it get like announced like a couple of weeks before it came out?
No, the index was like before Half-Life Alyx. It had been out for a while on its own.
Had it?
Yeah, because then like, I think it had, because Valve was like, and if you if you already own an index, you get Alyx for free or something like that. I think, maybe, I could be wrong. I don't remember.
I don't know, but
I'll look it up now.
Brad Lynch, aka Sadly It's Bradley, mentioned that there were 2 SKUs in development: the Deckard DV1 and DV2. Of course, the DV1, DV2 just referred to the stages of production. You know, much like how the original Oculus had DV1s and DV2s. I knew a guy that bought a developer kit for the Oculus many years ago. He was in we were in college, and I don't know how he afforded that, but yeah.
He student loans.
Yeah, student loans, as if fucking college is going to pay for my VR headset. Technically, funny story. I checked my student loans a while back, and apparently I don't have to pay anything till 2028. So like, I'm not gonna.
I double checked that because not to get political, but Trump came in pretty hot and has forced people to even do some back pay. Like, it's really bizarre. But yeah.
I checked it last week though. It wasn't like,
okay,
yeah,
that's good.
Like,
because I checked mine. I had some spicy letters for my stuff, even though I was paying it.
Like, I think my student loans have been frozen since like the pandemic, so it's been like 5 years. So I think a few more years, and I won't have to pay the whole thing. They'll just forgive my loans. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Like 10 years, and I don't 10 years of quote unquote paying my student loans, and the rest of it gets forgiven. That's why
Thank God I don't have any student loans.
See, I was a dumb, naive college kid. I should have gone to community college first and then went to college.
I didn't go to college. I dropped out of high school.
You're a high school dropout?
Dude, yeah. Fuck.
What?
I hated school, dude. I hated it.
Dude,
I'm not technically a high school dropout. I left high school and graduated a year early as a homeschooler because I just hated school so much.
Hey.
That's totally different from being a high school dropout.
Well, dude, if you saw the way I did my schooling, it's basically I dropped out.
Hey, I was a high school dropout too.
Dude, every episode we get a crazy Gardner lore that I never expected.
That's just homeschooled.
Like how Gardner is like freakishly tall, and now he's a high school dropout.
Yeah, I mean, I technically I have a GED, so yeah.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think that counts as a high school dropout.
Okay,
but it sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds badass. Like,
I have always effectively thought of myself as a high school dropout because I just didn't. I was homeschooled, and I literally it consisted of writing blogs every day and reading Wikipedia and watching YouTube.
I knew a guy who dropped out of high school. He had straight A's, but he was also the drug dealer. So I guess he thought he could start his drug empire by dropping out of school.
Entrepreneur.
Hey, he's an entrepreneur. Yeah. Why are you making fun of him?
I'm not making fun of him.
We all got to make that green sometimes.
Yeah.
Making that green with his green.
Sorry to derail that. Jeez.
Well, no, we derailed it a long time ago.
So we also know about the controllers, the codenamed Roy. You guys remember seeing that a while back? They were told the 3D model was totally leaked.
Yep.
It looks like a full-on controller, it looks like you could play like 2D. I think they say 2D games. Yeah, like you can play like actual like normal games with these controllers in addition to like being able to play VR games with those controllers as well.
If these are the actual controllers, I'm looking at the Roys right now. I will really miss the grip, like handhold thing, like that the Index has. Because like if they Roy doesn't have like the strap that just holds it to your hand, so you don't have to grip it the whole time, that would kind of piss me off.
I think it will have some type of strap. I think that's, but it won't be to your hand though. I think they have straps around your wrist, right?
Well, that
'Cause
looks
they're
like the
gonna-
strap that the Index has.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but some of these don't have that.
I'm sure the final product would look a little different. I'm sure these are just prototypes.
These
in
are
development.
prototypes and mock-ups. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I just really love the Index controllers.
Yeah, these are just models though. Like you have a D-pad, you have 2 thumbsticks with what appears to be capacitive touch, of course, for gyro. I'm super curious at how gyro would work with like 2 like independent controllers. Would it be like kind of like a Wiimote almost, where you just use the right one to aim, or
What do you mean gyro?
Like gyro aiming? Like if I wanted to use gyro aiming with these controllers, right?
Why would you?
Well, in VR they are gyro. Like it's
No, but like for 2D, like games, if I wanted to play on like a flat screen, but in VR space.
Yeah, I mean, you would probably configure one or the other to be your gyro aim.
Yeah, because I mean, that's what it seems like to me. It seems like they're just trying to.
Yeah, I mean, the Index controllers, both joysticks are capacitive. I think this is just coming in line with what Valve has on the Steam Deck.
Yes. So wait, what the hell is it? He made a mock-up by including trackpads, but do you really need trackpads when you have a VR controller? I don't really think so, right?
I mean, I love the trackpads, but I don't think they're necessary really on
joystick,
VR.
man.
They could have one. They could do like what the Vita does and like have a trackpad in the back of the controller. But the Vita's trackpad in the back was kind of whack, though, to be honest. I remember playing Borderlands 2 on the Vita, and there obviously weren't enough controls for a number of reasons. For example, the thumbsticks didn't click in, and there was no L2, R2. And so Melee was bound to the trackpad on the back of the Vita. And that was horrible, considering I played Gage and Zero in Borderlands 2. And both of those are like melee-heavy characters. Yeah, so it was a miserable time. Oh, and I think around the same time these Roys leaked, we also had this too. Let's not forget about this Steam controller too.
That's something I'm really excited about.
I think Valve should just release these now.
Yes.
Or give us some give us a little developer kit that we can use. I would certainly quote unquote develop something. I'd develop a video.
Yeah, Valve, if I don't get the new Deckard or Steam Frame or whatever, I'm gonna be upset.
I'm gonna be upset. I'm not gonna boycott your stuff because gamers can't boycott anything. They have no principles, but I'll still buy your stuff, even if you don't deliver it on time. Alright, but the other thing we have to talk about is the supposed price point. A previous leak suggested that the Deckard would be $1,200. Would you pay $1,200 for the Deckard?
I paid $1,000 for the Index.
Would you be willing to pay $1,000 plus $200 for the Deckard?
Maybe. It depends on if Half-Life 3 comes out and it's available for
It depends if it makes it easier for me to play Half-Life Alyx than right now, because my setup is all sorts of just screwed up. Yes, I will be paying that. And in fact, if they need to announce it before my window to return the Xbox AliEx closes, which is like I think it's like a month. So I get that next week. I'll be doing some videos on that. And then I will be deciding whether I keep it, and they need to let me know.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Think about, okay, so yes, we're kind of all balking at the price a little bit, right? Like $1,200 seems crazy. However, the Valve Index is just a headset, the lighthouses and the controllers. And it's $1,000 for those things. But then you also need a PC for VR to actually generate what that according to the rumors, right, like this is a standalone headset and it's inside out, meaning like it doesn't need the lighthouses to track, and you're able to play. I mean, I would imagine that this has like a souped up Steam Deck in it, which if you think about that proposition, that starts to seem a little bit more affordable, at least. And you know, being able to play it anywhere, right? Like I have to play in a very fixed space out here. If I could like bring my headset with me to different rooms and not distract Emily while I'm like playing Beat Saber, EDM simulator, whatever, that would be nice if I could come in here and play versus out there. So yeah, I think I would, you know, drop 1,200 on this if I could afford it. I don't know if I could afford it right now.
Student loan, man. Just become a student for like a semester.
But here's my thing. Here's my thing though. If I remember correctly, there were a lot of leaks and rumors that happened that we I think attributed to the Deckard. For example, I think Valve was working on some sort of ARM translation layer. They like contributed effects emu, which I think is x86 to ARM, which makes me think it's going to be ARM.
And I think that it will have an ARM CPU, and I think that that's a good choice because the Quest is ARM, right? And so
more VR titles are becoming ARM based, and for what Meta does with Oculus, like it just makes sense. Yeah, it really makes sense to go that route. It's more power efficient, especially if you're going to do a standalone device. It's more just efficient,
right?
Architecture. So,
which makes me wonder how Valve's progressing with their x86 to ARM emulation, because I'm just curious to see how good that becomes, because I mean we already see a ton of that happening. It's been on the rise, running x86 games on like emulation handhelds.
They're using Box 86, right?
Who's using Box 86?
Valve. Or
I thought they were using FexEmu.
Oh, that's right. They were. Yes. Okay. Because I think both of them are fairly mature emulators at this point.
Maybe, I'm not sure, but I think whatever the case is, this is bound to be super interesting. Running all of your PC games, and this makes me wonder if maybe the Steam Deck 2 could actually be ARM. That sounds like something that we would really need to test. Just running random Windows games on, because not only do you have to go through Proton, but you also have to go through Box 86 or FexEmu or whatever to like translate it to our hardware.
Yes, however, if Valve is going the emulation route, they can do a lot of optimizations, especially in the Proton layer, to like they could compile Proton natively for ARM, and then really and the thing is, when you think about like how Proton works versus how emulation works, like there is overhead that every instruction in an emulator has to do to convert, you know, the machine code for x86 to ARM, right? That's a lot of work that has to be done. But what's really happening with Proton is there are system calls that games make to Windows, and there isn't a lot of overhead to have to translate that, because many like Linux native system calls are similar or serve similar purposes. And so there's not a whole lot of overhead that has to happen there. It's really going to be translating Vulkan or DirectX to Vulkan. That's where the overhead happens. And if they have a Vulkan GPU, I don't see that being a huge hurdle, especially if they make Proton available as.
So there's already like a good, I don't know, it's not even case study, it's just like real world example of ARM being used for like on a translation layer with Proton. And the Valve works with Crossweavers, which creates Crossfire for Mac OS for their ARM based M chips gaming, and it works really well. I can like I do have a pretty beefy Mac Studio, but I'm also on the Mac gaming subreddits, and people are just really happy with what they're doing lately. They support HDR now. They support a lot of stuff. So that being said, I think seeing how Mac OS is doing with gaming and their translations, this is very positive for
Mhm.
anything ARM chipped based translations with Proton and what Valve's going to be doing. They could easily do it.
Yeah. And also it just makes sense too, if Valve is shipping native ARM hardware to also then support
Yeah.
distributing ARM compiled games. And I think that there would be a lot of developers who are already building ARM versions of their games for the M series Macs. They'll just be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, export as a Linux ARM device, you know?
It's really weird because Control, that game came out a couple years ago,
Mm.
and from Remedy, and they just announced they're going to iPhone and iPad now. Like it's weird, but yeah.
That is kind of weird. Speaking of weird, we also have, remember you guys remember the Fremont?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Valve's also working on that too, or I guess working on something that's going to be the Fremont. We don't actually know if it's going to be a device or if Valve's just testing stuff because they can, R&D.
I really want the ecosystem of like, what we've talked about in the past, having the dedicated headset, having like a little device you can plug into and all that, like a console like device.
Yeah, the thing fan the deck was there when we talked about that.
Yeah.
Wait, upgraded RTX 5090 gets 128 gigs of VRAM and is $13,000.
Wow.
That's it. Where can I buy this?
It's described as a quote unquote prototype. So that's probably why it's so expensive, to be honest.
There's no other reasons except for AI. That's crazy, and that's not even that high of RAM for AI. That's kind of a ripoff.
Yeah, but gamers though, gamers will buy anything.
Yeah, definitely going to be cash or like the Wells, but I don't know if it's actually. I don't know. It seems ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It seems really ridiculous. Just get a Mac Studio with like a 512 gigabyte one's half that cost, which is still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but you can get a 512 gigabyte RAM one. So,
So I am curious though. I can only really think of two VR games that people really like. First and foremost, Beat Saber.
Yep.
Ooh, so good.
And second off, Half-Life Alyx.
So good.
But what other notable VR games are there? Because I'm not really super knowledgeable on what VR games are good. I guess VR chat.
Yeah.
Does that count as a game?
VR chat is super popular.
Yeah.
Boneworks. I don't think that counts as a game. Like, Boneworks?
Everybody loves Boneworks except for me because I get very sick in Boneworks.
Boneworks I need to play it some more. In fact, there's a lot of VR stuff I need to play more of. I just haven't because I haven't set my VR up again. But if you're not in the VR world, you probably think it's maybe dead or stuff, but there's a lot of really popular games in the VR world. They're just not as popular as, AAAs and stuff.
The one non-Beat Saber game I really liked that I actually played was Super Hot.
Yeah, Super Hot is
awesome. Super Hot's pretty good. Yeah. Job Simulator, The Lab is really good. It's a really fun one. It's a Valve-based one. It's kind of like similar to what's it called on Steam Deck that they created as like a tech demo.
Desk Job.
Aperture Desk Job.
Yeah, yep. And so, but yeah, they have Job Simulator. They have a lot of ones that are really just fun to play, that are quick get in, quick get out, and just have a blast. And so, budget cuts. I could list off for a while like a lot of really good games that's already for VR. So VR's already starting to become like a mature platform, at least in the Steam universe.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, James and I we're listing games from the perspective of like PC VR, right? Like Meta has like a much bigger like selection of games, and most of them are first party and exclusive to Meta Quest. I haven't ever touched a Quest. But I do know that like there are some like really amazing experiences over there too. But none of them really stack up to what Valve did with Alyx, right? Like Alyx is a cut above. I could go off just from when it comes to me and my VR. It's Alyx and Beat Saber, and that's pretty much all I do now with it. It's the only reason I put the headset on anymore. But like when I first got it, it was like Super Hot VR. Like when I wanted to show people like some cool shit, it was Super Hot VR, and it was Beat Saber and Audica. I played quite a bit, and then Harmonix had one that was like fully VR, but I didn't really care for that one that much.
Well, now that Epic owns Harmonix, you're never gonna
Never,
you're never gonna see a
never
sequel.
gonna get one.
Speaking of which, though, I think Oculus has a port of Resident Evil 4, and I'd be super interested in playing Resident Evil 4 in VR.
Have you
Yeah.
played VR before, High Tech?
I have somewhat, but not really.
So
I'm not like super into VR.
There's playing like a game in like on a flat screen, like no depth perception, non VR, right?
Right.
Is a whole entirely different experience, right? I could play through Half-Life Alyx in a traditional setting and not be bothered by it at all. But then like putting on the headset and understanding the real scale of things and your body believing that you're in this space, there's a set piece in Half-Life Alyx with a like zombie that is like chasing you, and it can't see but it can hear what you're doing. And that shit, dude, I had to like close my eyes. I had to take the headset off multiple times because it was so goddamn intense. Like it scared the shit out of me. And so I don't know, man. Like try Resident Evil, but like goddamn, that would scare the hell out of me. Probably, I don't think I'd be able to do it.
Dude, that's crazy, man. You know, I think I might have to get one of these.
Yeah.
The Deckard, or I guess
VR is
Steam
really
has.
fun. Really,
Yeah.
VR is really fun. I just wish it was an easier price point for a lot of people to enter, and it's really expensive, so it's kind of cut off from people that want to slap down that type of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
The thing is, if Valve wants to justify the $1,200 price point, it's going to have some serious like graphical performance, right? Like it's going to have to stand out from what the Quest can do at like half the price, right? I don't know exactly how much the Quest is, but it's not $1,200, right?
The Quest starts at like 400, 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna say it's cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than $1,200.
Well, it's subsidized. They're going I guarantee they lose money on each VR headset, but they make it up in the store.
Yeah.
And through collecting data. Nothing's ever free.
Well, I just hope Valve is able to do that too, but it's going to be hard to compete against Meta. Period. To be honest,
I wish Valve would do more. If they want to play the game of like making money off of these stores, they really should start doing more, selling it for less than what they're gonna make.
Yeah,
or selling it for more than what. Whatever.
Yeah,
but
the Quest 3 is $500 right now. By the way,
I think there's
the Quest S.
I think there's a.
I wonder if it went up because there was a cheaper one for 400.
The Quest S is 300.
Ah, that's what it
300.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
Lord.
Valve's really going to have to do some marketing work to justify this price, because like I don't
sell it for $400 and like lose a shit ton of money, but gain a shit ton of customers.
I don't think they're going. I think they're going to sell out of all their stock. They always do. The problem. So what? Like the Meta headsets have never been like as good as the Index. Let's say they went for quality with the Index. With this, what I'm going to expect is it's going to be the best headset you can get, and it's probably going to be the most performant one. Now, is it going to be like that amount much more? Like, is it going to be 2.2 times more than the Meta? Probably not, but that's kind of how Valve works.
Yeah.
Plus, you can play all your PC games on the go.
Yes. I mean, dude, I think there's some real value in like being able to put on a VR headset on a plane and be able to play like games as if it was the Steam Deck, you know, like that, and just not have to like not waggling shit around, but like, you know, just playing Steam Deck.
You don't like whacking the person next to you randomly on accident?
Imagine like sitting in the aisle seat playing Beat Saber, like punching the chair in front of you and shit.
Don't give people ideas. This is going to be a TikTok thing. When this comes out, it's going to be a TikTok thing.
Hey, man, it's not us, man. It's them.
Yeah.
I guess if they haven't done it with Meta yet, that might not happen, but ugh.
Dude.
I agree. Like, I really, like, I've been wanting to get some AR glasses and stuff, or, you know, some of the glasses just to give them a try. I haven't tried them yet, but I'd much prefer doing something like this over that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so speaking of which, I think we're starting a Patreon, are we not, James?
That's the talk. That's what everyone's wanting. That's what I see. No, we have. We've been talking about potentially doing a Patreon for a couple of months now, and I'm working on currently one. And so by the time people hear about this, there should at bare minimum be an announcement, or else it'll be out after this episode. So we're going to be having an extra episode from here on out in the Patreon. Plus, we didn't talk about it, but we might want to post these ad free on there too. But I don't know. We also, I guess, we have the Fediverse, or we have the not the Fediverse, but we have our own podcast stuff too, where you can listen to, and it's not ad based typically.
But we have exclusive content in the Patreon.
Yes.
Or at least we'll have some exclusive content.
Yeah, and maybe we'll do some. We'll have some extra special stuff, but we'll keep it simple in the beginning, including like if you really want to get feedback, or maybe we'll add some nice like benefits of subscribing to it. So, that will happen in the future.
Yeah.
Yes. So, with that said, we've been talking about Valve a lot, but have we talked about what happened to Valve and Riot Games and other companies as of recent? The major DDoS attack that happened to a bunch of different services. I think it was this past Tuesday. I think it was that happened.
Yeah.
Wait, it's not double DDoS or double DOS? Like I thought that's what it was. No.
Double DOS.
Double DOS. I'm sorry, that's stupid. We can continue.
Yeah. So I was at work when this happened at my day job, so I didn't really experience it all that much. But you guys work from home. How did this affect you guys?
Didn't.
No, it did not affect me at all.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I saw something go down, but I don't know. I was probably working. I don't think it affected me at my work.
Yeah, well, this was Tuesday. I wasn't even home. I was out doing some work for some clients.
Yeah, this was reported on Tuesday. I think it was happening on Tuesday as well. I saw a lot of messages from the Steam Deck Discord talking about, is Steam down? And I thought it was just Valve doing their like weekly maintenance that they sometimes do. But no, it turns out it was a much bigger deal than expected.
Do we know who was behind it?
It was a botnet named Isuru. It's the biggest botnet in the world right now. And it's breaking all sorts of DDoS records, if you can believe it or not. So it's some serious stuff.
I believe I read that the reason that they did this attack was just to demonstrate how powerful the botnet was. Is that right?
I think so. And it's like one of those botnets for rental services. In case you have a specific company you hate, you can buy out their services instead of running one yourself.
That's okay. I inject AI into my systems. I have my own bots to protect against the bots.
Bot versus bot combat. You sure they're not gonna like infect your bots and like turn them against you? They're gonna delete all of your family memories in your NAS out of spite.
In my NAS? My NAS isn't even connected right now. It's just sitting there. So it's protected. I turn it on, update it, and turn it off. Come on, don't you guys know security?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just never use your NAS, it'll never get hacked.
You've heard of the air gap? This is the power gap.
Yeah. So,
Man. All right, so the previous record was 22.2 terabits per second, the attack. I don't know how they actually measured like DDoS attacks. I guess that's how they measure them. But word on the street, the Isuru botnet hit 29.69 terabits per second on the 6th. And this is from VXDV. I don't know who they are. Cybercrime news reporter.
It's really weird you get your jollies off doing this type of stuff. I don't get people sometimes.
Well, someone's getting paid.
This is all profit. Yeah.
But they're getting, so this is someone paying the service to do it, right? Or was this them? I thought this was them just showing what it can do.
I think this is them showing what it can do, but they're certainly looking for investors to pay them so that they can destroy their enemies.
Investors or like
Not
just
like
pay subscriptions. Okay,
customers.
I'm like,
sorry.
even with that, like I don't know. We'll see, because they're gonna just get sued.
So let's see. Valve was affected. Amazon Web's AWS was affected. League of Legends was affected. Well, Riot was affected. Cox was affected. And Xfinity. OpenAI apparently not that much, to be honest, which is unusual. Dead by Daylight, Spectrum. So a bunch of ISPs were also hit in the process too. I think this article doesn't say it, but Xbox I think was also hit as well. Well, Hulu was affected. Call of Duty. Oh, I guess it does say Xbox was affected right here. Basically, a lot of services were affected too. It's crazy.
The fact that the botnet wasn't just like taking down one service, but taking down all of these services, and so many of them have like fairly robust DDoS protection, I would imagine. So it's that just seems absolutely wild to me that it was able to do that.
It's just brute force, man.
I know, but
this
like the
so crazy.
The brute force, the fact that it had that much capacity for brute force is what I'm kind of
that. No, I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm just like it's
truly scary stuff.
Going brute force is like truly brutal because it takes so much.
Yeah,
these days. And the thing about botnets is that it's not just a guy with like a bunch of servers in his basement or whatever. It infects computers too.
Yeah,
like they term it as zombie networks. Basically, I think that's what the term was, right?
Yeah.
So you can infect a bunch of computers, and then those computers do your bidding for you. So it's not coming from one place; it's coming from multiple places as well.
Yeah. The risk of like exposing some of your, the infected computers, that is pretty high when you actually like bring it to bear. But like, I think with the capacity that they have, they must have hundreds of thousands, if not millions and millions of devices out there that are infected, right?
Yeah, probably. I think it's time for us to talk about the next topic.
Yes.
Xbox. Did you know that Xbox was going to have its own handheld that wasn't the ROG Xbox Ally X?
Yes.
But AMD says they needed to order 10 million units, and I guess Xbox wasn't confident they could sell 10 million Xbox handhelds.
Which is bananas. Like
this feels like a lot of lies in it, because we already have a lot of AMD handsets that are selling much less. It's more or less AMD or Xbox probably wanted a good enough deal, and AMD's like, well, you're gonna have to sell 10 million. You're gonna have to buy 10 million, and they didn't want to do that. So this is, I think, a little bit of lies.
There's an update here. According to Jez Corden, the leaker Kepler L2 isn't even slightly true. BT dubs. Of course, we don't know for certain who's right, Jez Corden or Kepler L2.
Yeah. Here's the thing: Xbox has showed their hand. We know what the roadmap. They have a roadmap which is a real roadmap that was leaked, shows them pushing more and more to everything's an Xbox campaign. Now that could have changed in the last year. Who knows? Maybe they feel like things aren't going their way with the Xbox. Everything's an Xbox campaign. But if that's the case, then it would make sense that they go away from their own dedicated hardware and start using third-party services or
hardware, rather. Third-party hardware. Yeah, it's crazy to think that the Valve Deckard is also an Xbox.
The Valve Deckard, that doesn't even exist yet, is an Xbox. You know what?
It's an Xbox already.
I'd love if they've just started promoting. They're like, just start claiming everything. Some new hardware comes out. Hey guys, did you hear about our new Xbox that came out?
Switch 2,
Xbox.
Dude, Microsoft's third-party journey is here, and I am curious as to what's going to happen in the future in a world without Xbox. Because I don't think we've ever had a generation where it's been just Nintendo and Sony, right? Like, even as Sega died, the Xbox came to the scene just as Sega like exited the market, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like Dreamcast, PS2, Xbox, GameCube, all in the same generation technically. So yeah, this might, like, if there really isn't an Xbox next generation, then we might be experiencing the first generation in a really long time where there were only two major players. And I don't know if the world is ready for a generation like that.
You know what? I think the whole premise of all this, like consoles versus console, is dying, and I think it's morphing into, or maybe we're getting into the PC as a console now because of. I know that
Valve?
Steam Deck didn't sell as much as Switch and Switch 2, but that doesn't matter. It could just be PC versus PlayStation versus Switch. Maybe could be what we're seeing more of.
I mean, that's totally valid, man. I am concerned about Xbox's future, and we don't know what's going to happen. It seems like it's fate sealed, but we don't know for certain if Microsoft has some grand strategy besides raising the price of Game Pass even more.
They kind of killed themselves with the Xbox One already. So when the Xbox One came out is when their decline really started to go, because the Xbox 360 was such a good system. And then from there on, it just they declined. I think both in sales and also like in their vision. And I'm okay with them kind of dying out and just being like an Xbox brand that's on Valve and everything else. Like I'm okay with that because they kind of already killed it for me.
Yeah, like at that time, PlayStation came up with a lot of really good exclusives, and the Xbox exclusives were not up to snuff. Like Halo 5 was poopy.
Yeah.
And Gears was more Gears, but it also just wasn't. It just wasn't it. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, man. It's been the exclusives just haven't been very good on Xbox as of recent. The only good exclusive that's been happening was Forza, but I'm not really a racing person, to be honest.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Xbox, get your shit together. Otherwise, I don't want to live in a world where we only have Nintendo and PlayStation as consoles. Well, I guess we could live in a world where Valve becomes a quote unquote console manufacturer, but
I'm already living in this world. Like I don't have an Xbox, but I do have Xbox Game Pass, and I do use it on my PCs. And I do like play, but then again, I love PlayStation exclusives, and they're even starting to go more to the PC. So I have my PlayStation now for more of my family, and PCs. I don't know. It's nice. It honestly, a part of me is kind of like, it's not a good part, but a part of me is kind of okay with them dying out, so I don't have to feel like I have to have a third or like a fourth device.
A third, yeah. But hey, at least they're not Discord right now.
Oh, Discord, man.
So, last week we reported on Discord being hacked, which includes things like government identities, your name, address, potentially the last four of your credit card, address, a lot of stuff that I think you had to send to Discord to verify that you're not a little kid on Discord. Unfortunately, this came with a risk. Zendesk, their Zendesk instance being hacked, and it might be worse than we thought. Stolen data of 5.5 million users, and they're also ransom. And Discord says they won't be paying threat actors, and if the threat actors have all of this information, they're just going to leak it, and that's going to be bad for a lot of people.
I read an update to this story where Discord said that they could only find evidence of 40,000 IDs being leaked. And so that's why they're not going to pay.
I read this article says Discord only about 70,000.
Okay, that might have been 70,000 that I heard.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless,
that's still a sizable chunk of folks.
Yeah, I mean, if your information, well, thank God we don't live in the UK. Thank God we don't have to give Discord our fucking government ID, right? At the same time, though, I wonder what sort of legal recourse people have, given that what if you were one of the like 70,000 or more people that got hacked and Discord refused to protect you by paying the ransom, right?
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, dude, I got an email from Google saying that because Doodlings is on the Play Store, I have to like start doing age verification for users in Texas and Virginia and one other state.
you have to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was told that I have to comply with the new law by confirming age verification through their API. And I'm like, bro, how is it my goddamn responsibility that Google Play is distributing apps to minors? That shouldn't be my responsibility. But like, I don't know. It just like that. I know you said, thank God we don't live in the UK, but that shit's happening here too, man. Like, it's just in a different way. Yeah.
Here's my thing with that. I agree. Why? How does like let's say Apple, Android, and all that? How do they justify their cut? Because you know me, I'm not a big fan of even Steam's 30% cut. They all take a 30% cut. If you're not going to take up all of the inconveniences, especially like when they go to download the app, they should just check then and just have it in their systems if they have to do it.
Yeah,
not put it on the developer.
Or give me as a developer the ability to geo-block Texas.
Yeah, you can't you?
No,
they're not giving you an option.
I went and looked, and I like Googled, and I could not find a way to geo-block like individual states in the U.S. in the Google backend.
Just countries.
Just countries. As far as I could find, I might be wrong about that, but I could not find a way to block the states.
Weird. I mean, we're becoming less unified than Europe is at this point. Each state is pretty much just a separate country at this point now.
Yeah. So here's my thing though. This is in conjunction with, if you recall, Google wants their like developers to verify. They're trying to. I guess they're not quote unquote. I guess they're not quote unquote trying to kill side loading, but at the same time though they kind of are by forcing developers to verify.
Yeah.
And like it sounds like even if you take your game off the App Store, they just won't let you run the app on Android devices unless you. It sounds like they want to enforce this regardless of whether or not you're on the Play Store or not.
Yeah.
Gardner.
I mean, yeah, it seems kind of suspicious the way they're doing all this shit for sure. I don't particularly like Google anymore, and I never really have. But
I remember Google used to be the cool kids on the block.
Yeah.
When they said "do no harm" kind of stuff, now they changed the "do all harm."
Yeah.
It's
be a monopoly. That's their new.
Yeah. That's what happens when you have investors. And there's a lot of past stuff that's happened to get us here, and that is you can get sued if you don't do everything for your investors and raise that. That's just crazy. Can't do what's right. You have to do what's right for the investor, or you go to jail.
Dude,
yeah, that's conflating money with speech.
Crazy.
Is the other big, you have the right to say whatever you want by spending as much money as you want to pay someone else. I don't know. I think those two things are like the big problems that we face right now. Money is not speech. Sorry, we're going back to that comment, guys. Make sure you play this back at 0.8% speed so that
1.8, not 0.8.
No. Because if you play it faster, then that's less watch time for us. So you got to make sure you get real depressed and put it on 0.8 speed so that we get more watch time and get higher up in the algorithm. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of all of this.
I know who our first sponsor is going to be. Thanks, Gardner.
Who's our first sponsor?
BetterHelp.
BetterHelp. Oh no! I've heard so much crazy shit about them.
I'm sorry.
God. That's so funny, dude.
Every time you do a BetterHelp sponsor, someone in the comments pops in and tells you about how bad they are, and it's always like one of the top comments too.
Yeah. I've I remember that. I remember the controversy was with Philip DeFranco, I think, and I don't know. People need like BetterHelp can be. I don't know. I have no.
They need to use their own service, maybe, and
Yeah.
Can
Get
BetterHelp
some-
be good?
I think some of their controversies might be blown over. Maybe boycotting worked. I don't know. I haven't heard them be as hot as like a couple of years ago. So I don't know.
Oh.
All I know is, and I don't know how to segue this at all, but the AMD plus Sony like GPU upgrades is looking interesting. Plus the leaks of this release date, kind of.
Is that Dana
Yes.
Carvey?
No, that's Mark Cerny.
Yeah, I know.
But like, oh, they also have Jack Hyun here, and they talk about GPU stuff. They're talking about features, like for example, oh, sorry, let me go back to here. They talk about thing. It's called Project Amethyst. I don't know if that's referring to the PlayStation itself or whatever APU is in there.
Hmm.
The fact that they're doing this and not Mike, because usually both Xbox and PlayStations have the same like APUs, right? Like this generation, they have the same APU.
Well, with I think some slight differences, but yeah,
Slight differences, but
it might not even been on the APU. It might have been more on the RAM and controllers and stuff. So
yeah, fair enough. But they're talking about things like upgrades to AI rendering and ray tracing. What is like AI render? Do they mean like upscaling, or do they mean like something else?
Yeah, it's going to be like upscaling.
Yeah, that. God damn it! The big issue I have with AMD's AI upscaling is the fucking FSR shimmer. I cannot stand that. It is the worst.
Lossless and some of like if you're on the Steam Deck, FSR 4 and lossless will help get rid of that shimmer.
Yeah, but the problem with lossless is it also scales up the UI of games too, and like it sometimes messes with game UI.
It can. It doesn't work for every game, but it's what you got. So if you want to play certain games at a decent frame rate, I don't know what else to tell you. I think the tech will improve. I think the only one on the podcast that doesn't mind upscaling and like FSR 3 and 2 and 4 and all that. I don't mind it, but it has a time and place. And if it's like, if I have a 5090 NVIDIA GPU and it needs the DLSS, let's say, they can just fuck themselves. Like,
well said.
But if I'm on like a handheld or certain devices that are lower powered, awesome. I can deal with a little shimmer. I can deal with like, if it makes makes it run a little better, makes it look better, I'm for it personally.
So they mentioned this feature. Let's see. They mentioned working on neural arrays and radiance cores, and I might just be stupid because I have no idea what these are supposed to be. Besides, they mentioned that it allows a GPU to quote unquote process a large chunk of the screen in one go. What?
Okay, that will probably reduce latency.
Yeah, so you're saying it'll probably reduce Unreal Engine pop-in?
I don't know about pop-in, like streaming. That's just like developer doesn't know what their shit they're doing then.
True that.
Sorry, that pop-in is like, that is just, they're not doing it right.
Yeah, they also mentioned another feature called universal compression, which supposedly analyzes all data, compresses all data when possible, and I'm not entirely sure what benefit that has for us, to be honest, because it doesn't sound like it's reducing like the file size. It sounds like it's just reducing the amount of RAM that's being taken up, right? Like VRAM or like RAM in general.
It could help reduce maybe some duplications and stuff like that. I don't know. There's a lot of different optimization techniques that they could be doing. It's fair. All fancy talk for just like incremental changes that we're always going to have.
All right. And so they also mentioned that all of these we can also see these on non-PlayStation AMD hardware, such as GPUs and APUs, which is cool because it means it's not PlayStation exclusive.
It might be some of this if they're in conjunction, like if Sony's like working with them to improve it and actually putting money into it. it will probably be locked behind like the PS6 for like a year or two, which sucks, but I get it. You know, doing joint ventures. The benefit is in a couple years we'll benefit from all this.
Or maybe I could see it as like a specific upscaling algorithm, like PSSR being exclusive, but like that's based on FSR, right?
Yeah. I doubt there's much difference except for it's just
Pisser.
Yeah.
I will say that if AMD like rebrands their ray tracing to Radiance cores, that's a much better name than RTX.
I agree with that actually.
Are CX Radiance Cores X?
We don't need the X. We're not Elon Musk.
Nor are we Xbox.
James,
Xbox did it right. It's morphin. Damn.
What kind of dudes? All right, but real talk though, it's some crazy shit going on with PlayStation.
It's good stuff, and it will translate down to the Steam Deck 3.
But it appears like the PS6's release is much closer than we expected.
Honestly, it makes sense that it's coming out. So like the rumor right now, like it's a leak, but you know, I think it's a strong leak. Is
2027.
Yep, 2027 is the release window for the PlayStation 6, and so it's gonna be so. Yeah, it sounds like it's planned to start mass production in the same year, so expected to be a holidays release.
Not just on the table, it's the plan unless any unexpected delays happen. Like, I don't know, like another 100% tariff.
But I mean, that won't be a delay for them. They might release it sooner because they'll get more money for it.
Meanwhile, Microsoft canceled the handheld because of they didn't want to buy 10 million units or whatever. But Sony's like ready. I mean, I think it's going to be really telling if we don't hear anything in the next like 6 months to a year about a new Xbox while Sony's gearing up for this.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way to put it, because within the next year, if Xbox doesn't say anything, it might confirm that Xbox is just not releasing a console.
Well, this is your next Xbox right here, your smartphone.
Are you
could
sure?
Be.
Oh, I thought this was my new Xbox. This PlayStation looking thing.
Right. Yeah.
Hack it and put Game Pass on it. Yeah.
Halo the Master Chief though collection on this though. I think that would break the internet.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, because I remember when Sony bought Bungie, a lot of PlayStation fanboys thought they were getting Halo, despite the fact that Bungie hasn't developed Halo in like almost a decade and a half now at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't come with IP, so
yeah, it doesn't come with IP.
They couldn't do it.
They did get Destiny though, but yeah, Destiny hasn't been doing so great as of recent. Every other week, it's like the lowest player count Destiny has ever seen before, and it's in dire straits. Like, it is in dire straits, especially since the Star Wars themed expansion is supposed to come out soon. But here's the thing, though: they collaborated with Star Wars as if it's going to be a silver bullet. But I don't think Star Wars is really super relevant in today's zeitgeist anymore.
No.
Mostly in part thanks to, of course, the sequel trilogy.
I think it's just the milking. It's just too much milking of the IP, and not in the way that like I think some of the fans really wanted. They wanted to make it mainstream, and they did that whole play of, well, we're going to make the bet of trying to make billions instead of just being fine with making millions.
Well, it's the MCU-ification of Star Wars. That's really it's not just the sequel trilogy. It's like all of the Disney Plus content that is just kind of garbage. And
dude, who the fuck wants to watch a million different Disney Plus shows? That's the other thing too.
I like them, but it's just you have to pick and choose because you only have so much time.
Like a Mandalorian was pretty good, but like
first season of Mandalorian was just chef's kiss, dude. It was so perfect. And then like I was kind of like the only thing I had about the Mandalorian was like kind of feels just like a D&D campaign, right? And then quickly thereafter, it just kind of devolved. Like you could tell it was like the start of a D&D campaign in season 1. And like the DM was putting in all the work and making like a really great adventure. And then it just became like, we've been doing this for years. And I don't really, and I'm, as a DM, I don't really know where to take this. And then the only other Star Wars thing that's been worthwhile at all is Andor. Other than that, it's just, and I think Andor kind of just ruined Star Wars because it's so good that nothing else that Disney is going to put out is going to be close.
Speaking of D&D, remember Game of Thrones? The DB Bros, also known as D&D. They like, I think they remember they rushed out Game of Thrones season 8 because they were promised a Star Wars project, and so they had to finish up Game of Thrones. But then Game of Thrones season 8 was so bad that they essentially canceled whatever Star Wars project they were attached to.
Yeah.
Do you know what this is all making me think of? All the bad decisions companies are doing, and one of them was Synology. They made one of the worst decisions.
Yep.
I would go so far as to say company killing.
Yeah, it was, when I heard it, I was like, what are you doing?
All right. So we didn't report on this when it initially happened for some reason, but for those who don't know, Synology a while back announced that for this year's line of products, you can only use Synology branded drives for all the features. And of course, the community did not take that lightly. So much so to the point where now, 3 days ago, they walked back that controversial policy.
With a caveat.
What's the caveat?
The caveat is if you bought one that is like a consumer grade one that's only compatible with the Synology drives, they're not like removing that software limitation. Like you still have to have the Synology drives in this year's model. But if you buy a new one, it's not going to have that limitation.
Oh,
why would you buy a Synology at this point?
Dude,
like, they poisoned it for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not touching them. I have one right there. It's the one that, it's the most secure device in the house.
The one that's off. The power gapped one.
Yeah.
The one with Simpsons episodes from, back in the day.
Yeah.
when you could get them.
There are a lot of great companies with a lot of great NASs. I've been doing some research on them. I know I just got sent a LinkStation N2, which, by the way, I don't know if Link Plus is watching this, but I am using it to edit videos, and it's pretty sick so far. Just a short preview, by the way, because it's an all SSD NAS, so it's kind of expensive buying like drives for it. But at the same time, there are a lot of great NASs too. I think Minis Forum has a really cool looking NAS as well.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it right here.
I did a sponsorship with Synology, and they sent me 4 Seagate, like 14 terabyte drives when they sent me the thing to review. And so when I heard that they were doing this like artificial like bullshit, I was like, I can't believe how far they've fallen. It was like 3 years later, and
damn.
That's what happens when you have market dominance.
Yeah.
But in a market that doesn't necessarily like need, like they other companies can get involved and compete, so they just open it up for competition.
Yeah, so this is the one I'm looking at here from Minis Forum. It's it has the Ryzen 9 HX Pro 370, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
And hold on, there should be a store page somewhere, because I thought I saw the price of it somewhere, but is this it?
I thought I saw an Amazon link there.
Oh, there is an Amazon link. You're right. Let's go to.
It's the 4th one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ka-ching, dude. $1,249.
NASs are also pretty expensive overall, though. This might be like one of the cheaper end of things when it has all this shit, to be honest.
For real. Dude, I should reach out to my friends at Minis Forum.
It really depends on how much processing power you want and what you're planning on doing with it. If you're really trying to just do like storage and maybe a little streaming, you don't need too powerful of one. But
dude, you could buy. Yeah, you could buy one of these Minis Forum ones, and
at the price of an Xbox handheld.
Okay, but
or
like
the Valve
you're
headset.
okay, but like you're getting a lot, but you're getting a lot of functionality out of a NAS if you're the
Yeah.
type of person to use a NAS, to be honest.
And if
I
it
use a
has,
NAS, and it's right over there, and it's
power
doing
gapped,
well.
yes.
and if
Yeah,
if it has like an AI capable CPU, dude, I could use that. I could do some cool shit with that, you know?
So
True.
for $1,000, you can buy a bare bones one with no RAM inside, and you can install your own RAM as well. By the way, or you could get one with 96 gigs of DDR. So it seems like the RAM might be replaceable. Hold on, there was an article about this one. I remember seeing from NAS Compares. He's a good NAS content creator. Let's see, but you can pull out the internals through the bottom tray like that. It's super easy to pull out.
Yeah.
This looks super sick. Honestly, I kind of want to get one.
A lot of them are going that way, so you can easily upgrade them and swap stuff. And so,
yeah, I want to get one of these from Minis forums.
Does it have a like PCIe? Because the NAS that I have from Synology has a PCIe slot in it.
Yeah, isn't that a PCIe?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know for certain.
Interesting.
I'm trying to look, but it doesn't appear to have it, unfortunately. But honestly, like, hold on, there should be a spec sheet somewhere. Let's see. God damn it, where are the specs? It's so confusing. There we go. Let's see, NAS. There's an N5 and an N5 Pro. Now, of course, the Ryzen. You could get the Ryzen 7 255. I don't know how good that is with AI capabilities, but it seems like a pretty decent machine, anyways. It's got 780M graphics, but of course, if you want the good stuff, this is probably the one you'll want to get, right?
Does it have an HDMI port?
I think it does. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, so one HDMI port and USB 4 ports as well.
Yeah, they are definitely becoming.
Oh, it has an Oculink
much
port.
More capable.
It has an Oculink port.
That's crazy. So you could do some GPU computation on it,
dude.
You could.
That would be neat. That would be neat.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
Dude, dude, Minis forums, please sponsor us. I'll review this too.
Yeah, this is not expensive. I'm changing my opinion on this. This is an amazing deal. Everyone should have a NAS box.
It's got both 10 gigabit and 5 gigabit LAN.
You could use this as a firewall, as a gateway too.
And it also apparently has PCIe times 16. So apparently it does have a PCIe slot. I don't think I saw it somewhere, but apparently that's what it says it has.
Does it support a sound card?
Shoot, that's awesome, dude. Sound card support, dude.
Sound card support. And of course, you could run Linux or Windows or Minis Cloud OS. I don't know how good Minis Cloud OS is, to be honest. But
when are we going to get a Steam OS NAS?
Yeah,
version?
you could use this as your Bazite box. To be honest, you could just run Bazite and play games off of your massive array of drives.
Dude, you could run. You could set it up with virtual machines and have like a virtual Bazite game service. Especially you could pass through the Oculink or the PCI slot to the. That would be sick.
That would be sick.
That would be a fun project. Yeah.
Man. I gotta email Minis forum, to be honest, man.
Literally emailing them right now.
Yeah, put in a good word for all of us. We should all get one of these.
Yeah, put in a word for off the console.
Yes. And they'll need to send each of us one to review on the show.
We could make it we could make it an episode topic, honestly, if they really wanted to.
Yeah,
it'd be fun. We've already talked about this stuff so much.
All right, but let's go back to Synology. Synology really screwed the pooch. Let's look at this one here, the Disk Station, whatever the fuck this is. Let's see the specs in this bad boy. It's got an AMD Ryzen V. What is this? A V1500B? Oh, it's a 4-core. I mean, it's probably low powered for obvious reasons. But at the same time, though, it's probably extremely overpriced.
It's, yeah.
It's $800 for an extra $200. You could get like the top of the line Strix Halo CPU on a NAS, which sounds kind of ridiculous if you really think about it. But I'm down.
No. I mean, I've thought about running some game servers and stuff like that that don't require too much, and just swapping them or turning them on and off when I play with like my Discord server.
This could be that.
Yeah.
I thought you were getting a framework PC for like AI stuff too. Were you not? A framework desktop?
No, remember I went and decided to spend a lot more money on a Mac Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and you're spending money on a Xbox.
Yeah, I went a different route this year.
Fair enough.
I do want to. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'd love to have a framework thing to play with. And like if they gave me one, I'd definitely do like some content for it. But
so yeah, you can get ECC memory in this bad boy, and the RAM is replaceable too, unlike the framework. I think AMD mandated that you're supposed to have soldered RAM for this processor, but I guess many forums just didn't care and just gave us replaceable RAM, which is pretty crazy. And of course, we have a native by 16 slot, so you have a full-size PCIe slot, not like one of those small ones. But I mean, I don't know if you. Oh yeah, that's right, Garner. You could get another NIC and put it in there, and actually just turn that into your router.
Yeah, I mean it has 2 NICs on it already, right?
It does.
You could do the 5 gigabit one to your WAN, and then 10 gig to your LAN. That would be sick.
There's a lot you could do with
dude.
this.
Just put a freaking GPU in a GPU in it, right? And then pass the GPU through to like a Bazite VM, and then you could stream any game to your Steam Deck from your home server anywhere in the world. That would be awesome,
dude. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, it would be fun. We just spent a couple of minutes just gushing on this device.
Yeah.
All right, so I think it's settled. Minis forum should be our first small. You can cut that out.
I agree with this. We'll give them a freebie.
All right. But speaking of freebies, Taylor Swift. So as you know, Taylor Swift, mega popular former country singer turned pop star.
Never forget former country singer.
Has an album, worst rated Taylor Swift album probably in forever, if not ever. And the fact that her, like, you know how rabid her fans are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Typically Taylor Swift fans will send like death threats to people that don't like Taylor Swift, but not this time. You know that's how bad things really are. It's a recession indicator. But of course, he made a video about Taylor Swift, and this is him reciting the words of "Would," which he believes is in regards to Travis Kelce's "Would," so to speak, the lyrics. In fact, let me pull the lyrics to that song. Taylor Swift "Would" lyrics. This might get us copyright stricken because apparently Taylor Swift just does that now. That's what the topic's about.
I'll make sure to blur these lyrics on screen.
Wait,
this
will get a copy.
It'll be. It got fucking moist. It got fucking Moist Critical copyrighted.
Not listening to it, but just talking about the lyrics.
Yeah, not even like as a cover or anything. He just like talked to them as spoke to them as like a matter of fact. Look, see, sharing ad revenue with the relevant artist or the claimant. I mean, is that not bullshit?
Broken YouTube, because
that's insane, dude.
Dude, what the fuck, Taylor Swift?
Or
Taylor Swift's agent.
It's her whole
What the fuck, Taylor Swift's agency? Legend says that after quoting Taylor Swift's lyrics 3 times in front of a mirror, one of her representatives appears.
Biggie Smalls, Biggie Smalls, Biggie Smalls.
Oh my gosh.
All right, but let's look over her lyrics. So I'm gonna recite them, but you're probably just going to have to put a huge bleep over like me doing the whole lyrics.
Yes, I will, just to be funny.
Let's see. I'm trying to find cocky. He is redwood tree. His that opened my thighs. Jesus fucking Christ.
Dude, cringe, man. Like, those are the cringiest lyrics I've ever heard in my entire life. And,
I expected better from Taylor Swift.
And for everyone in the audience who didn't hear any of that, go look it up yourself, because it is like, it's
the song
X-rated.
is called Taylor Swift. It's Taylor Swift's song. It's from her album, Life of a Showgirl. And the song's called Wood, referring to,
Dude, if I was
Travis Kelce's Wood.
Is that her boyfriend or her husband?
Oh, fiance now, yeah.
If I would break up with her over this song.
give her another like give her another song. Yeah, Taylor Swift's best song for when she broke up with all of her boyfriends. Maybe Travis Kelce, maybe her divorce song would be the best song she ever made. That would be hilarious. Listen, Taylor Swift, you were supposed to be the one that destroyed Ticketmaster. What happened to that? Unreal.
No.
It's getting a lot of criticism, so I'm sure a lot of her legal team is just
okay. Well, obviously they're not dying fast enough. I've said this out loud before, but I would become a Swiftie if Taylor Swift just killed Ticketmaster entirely.
I would become a Swiftie if Taylor Swift started using Linux.
Apparently, Taylor Swift is a 4chan. Was a 4chaner. Remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
What happened to you, Taylor Swift?
So stupid, dude. So dumb.
It is. I actually kind of liked her some of her songs like 10 years ago. Like,
oh yeah.
We are never, ever, ever. Oh wait, I can't sing that. Otherwise, Taylor Swift's gonna
No, that's all bleep.
Get me
up here. Wow. Make it more difficult for whoever's editing this.
Sorry, Gardner.
It's all bleep. It's all bleep.
Oh my god. Why did Taylor do this to Moist Critical?
I don't think Moist Critical is going to suffer much, but the idea is crazy.
It is crazy. This is Nintendo legal levels of greed, says someone in his article.
Well, and it's the and how these well, you know how the music industry is. Like, it's some of the it might be worse than Nintendo, and so they have little catches. So they probably caught the lyrics and just auto took the monetization. Like, it's getting bad. I've had streams where I played like a song like just a little where you probably couldn't even tell, and I've had monetization stolen where I'm like, okay, enjoy the 2 pennies you got.
Should we upload this section on Patreon uncensored?
Yeah.
Good.
Dude. They have literally copyrighted a sentence. This is psychopathic. Charlie recited it so well they thought it was Taylor Swift. Man, that's crazy, man.
I'm glad you brought up the Patreon stuff. We're at time now. We're ending this a little early, and we have to get to our bonus episode.
Yeah.
Man, that was a great bonus episode that we just recorded, guys, right?
Oh,
yeah.
So good. So spicy.
It went dark in a few places, but I think
lots of darkness, lots of political intrigue.
Spicy, I would say.
Yes. We're gonna keep the darkness to the Patreon, I guess. I don't know.
You'll hear our hottest takes.
Yeah. And frankly, there were some hot takes in that episode. So if you guys want to check that out, you want to see the bonus content, you gotta go over to Patreon for that. I think it's too hot for YouTube. Some of the things we talked about.
It's too hot. It's too hot for some people. Also, can you handle it?
And also probably an uncensored version of the Taylor Swift topic too, right?
Yeah. Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Because if we upload it on YouTube, Taylor Swift would copyright strike us for just saying her lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Censorship did this to us.
Yeah.
How dare Taylor Swift censor me? It's one thing if my government censors me, but it's another thing if Taylor Swift does it.
Oh, the lawyers.
It's one thing if the Saudis pay you to censor yourself.
It's another
Yes.
thing if Taylor Swift doesn't pay me and censors me anyways.
It steals my ad revenue. Yeah.
Our mouths are still spicy from all the talk we had in the bonus episode.
Nice.
Well, should we start wrapping this up?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so next week is going to be our 1 year anniversary. 51 great episodes. We would have had 52, but I was in Japan for a week and that episode had to be canceled.
Yeah, I had to find someone off the street and I couldn't find anyone. I couldn't leave my house because a hermit or something. I don't know.
I don't know. But
It's
next
not
week's
off
going
the
to
street,
be...
it's off the console.
Maybe you should have gotten on the console to get someone.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
go on Xbox Live and troll for a co-host.
But yeah, I mean, all we know for certain is that it's our 1 year anniversary episode next week, and it's sure to be a good one. Hopefully,
yes.
Hopefully the news will be spicy for us all.
Even if it isn't, we'll make it spicy.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's hard to believe it's been 1 year, but was it October 20th that was our first episode?
Yes.
That was when our first episode was published.
Yeah.
Well, and we have a secret first episode that we might drop at one point in the Patreon.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we
did have a secret first episode that I believe we scrapped it because the recordings were mostly
all over the
unusable.
place.
Yeah,
But I think we can recover it, but we'll save that for.
Yeah, it'll be a secret first episode. What was our first episode about? I'm trying to remember now.
Don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't remember 6 months ago.
Wait, I can pull it up right here. Let's see. I can pull up the thumbnail. Game Freak would rather you not know about their creepy fanfic. It's crazy how we opened up the podcast.
That was a year ago?
That was a year ago.
Oh no. Wow. We just referenced that too, like a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, that was our first episode. We were talking about crazy Typhlosion, like impregnating human girls.
Oh
my gosh, that's right.
And then I did the cold open like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago with the Typhlosion. That was funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Good times. Thank you everybody for watching.
Yes.
Have a great day, everyone.
Yes.
Peace out. Later.
Later.
See you next week.